Tundra could take it if they wanted.
Do you think they're gonna take it though? They did lose 2 games at ESL with Coddle on Tundra.
Don't they just take Night Stalker if they take Coddle? Oh,
yeah.
there you go. Tundra will just take Night Stalker.
There it is. They know. The Night Stalker was also a very key part of Fnatic's win.
100% win rate in the series so far, that's for sure. Oh no. Oh no, there it is. The Omni Sven.
Yeah. Very good. And this is supposed to be good because now you're kind of block picking the Lycan and the Beastmaster. You don't want to run that into the Sven. Sven's going to free farm, plus he has ways to kill your neutral, your Dominator, plus your summons.
I really hope Tundra have an idea for this. They must do, right? Everyone's got to have an idea. Right. If we're letting Omni through, we know the possibility of the enemy team first phasing Omni Sven. What is our set piece to deal with this?
I think yesterday they ran the Faces Void, right? Against the Omni Knight Sven. And this time they go for the Keeper of the Light. So there it is. Most likely the mid lane Keeper. Obviously, it could be flexed to position 4 and position 3. But for the most part, the purpose of this hero is just going to keep shoving lanes out. You're not going to have too many options to make plays if the waves are always being pushed into you. And then you got the Night Stalker who's going to have this vision advantage as well. Tundra's, they're busting out the big guns right now, guys.
Imagine a few patches ago drafting and picking Night Stalker and Keeper of the Light in first stage. Yeah, times are changing. Yeah, times are changing because Kotl doesn't really care about... Obviously, you do care about the day, but not as much. When you're all about that burst damage, all your spells have been reworked, so... you don't really mind having a Night Stalker on your team. If you're Fnatic, one thing that I always liked against Keeper of the Light are either Invis heroes that get on top of him easily. Actually, Invis heroes, Nyx can be considered one as well. So that he's also very, very decent. Not only because of mana burn, Carapace is really nice. Besides that, Secret used to... I know it's out there and we probably will not see it, but Secret used to pick Bounty Hunter versus Kotl as well. And that works really well.
Not so sure how they do against mid Coddle though.
Yeah, that's true.
They have way more farm and speed.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same. I agree. When you're a support, Kotl Bounty just 2-shots you, right? So it's different.
Yeah. And he's looking to bully you throughout the laning stage as well. Mid Coddle is like, you're a level 2 bounty and then he's already level 6. Just chilling, blasting creeps.
Popping off.
But so the last time Tundra played against Omni Knight, I feel like their strategy is to pick heroes that can go through BKBs. Essentially like Faces Void, Enigma, or like not really BKBs, but doesn't care about status resistance, which is Faces Void and Enigma. So we might actually see one of those guys here. Most likely Enigma, because it's good with NS offlane. You can deny creeps for him, so you can get a bit more XP early on, and you don't have to stay in the lane with the NS as well. You can just go jungle. And the Omni Knight doesn't really want to follow an Enigma around.
No, that's true. Could be an interesting shout. And these drafts have been nothing if not interesting. It's funny, isn't it? We've had like the same kind of like, I guess 8 heroes or so on a regular rotation, and talk about Omni, talk about Sven, Klinks, Bane, but then the other, the other 2 heroes in the draft are just something absolutely crazy, which we're not used to. Had a Warlock today, had an Earth Spirit. It's been all over the place.
Yeah, they didn't work out. There's that's the key factor right there.
True.
You pick something weird and they just lose the game. So just stick to what you already know is good.
What was picked as well when it comes to supports? Bane before today, but untouched at the moment. What is the best solution versus Omni even? Like a hero that you guys mentioned yesterday, I think it's Nomad. But he's so unpopular. But Rubik used to be...
Carry? Oh.
No, Rubik... No, let's not go that far. Rubik used to be incredible, right? Like,
Nomad mentioned Rubik?
Yeah, anything you steal.
That doesn't sound nearly sensible enough for me to have mentioned.
Oh, maybe it's Theban. I'm sorry. Well, like one of you two. I remember us talking about Rubik in any case. Could be really solid versus Omni overall.
Yeah. It's something people used to pick, but I just don't. That's the problem with Rubik. He's just not in a really good place at the moment. And Fnatic going for the Phoenix pick. So this is going to force Tundra into taking something that can deal with the egg. So now you have to think about the Sven and you have to think about the egg. Like something that counters Sven, Omni, plus be able to kill that. It's going to be hard for Tundra. Fnatic are just trying to boost up their team fight potential. Plus there's healing available, more healing onto the Sven too. I don't know. I'm liking Fnatic where they're going with this draft right now. I just hope that they're going to be able to draft like 2 more team fight anchors, maybe like a Mars. That could be nice.
Mm-hmm. Just whatever to follow up with the Phoenix, right? Because you're not getting anything from the other support when it comes to the team fight control. The carry is doing some work at least. But you do need some Mars or Sand King. So it's just something that brings in an additional stun to protect that egg. And you have to be careful the way you itemize Phoenix as well versus Night Stalker, right? Because it's one of those matchups in which if he jumps you, if he gets some blink, jumps you with silence, you're probably dead, even with the Omni.
Yeah, definitely. Force staff gonna be important, but that lingering silence is so annoying now.
10 seconds remaining.
Even if you do get the force staff off, like he might be able to get right back on top of you because of how fast NS is.
Turn to pick.
Before the silence wears off.
There we go with the Bane. Yeah.
Again,
we've seen Leshrac and Shadow Demon, Leshrac and Bane. We've seen Bane in many of the games. Because of Enfeeble, obviously, as Nomads.
Yes, yeah, the cast time increase, very, very powerful. Only reason you're really picking Bane right now is for that.
Well, this is a hero that has something through BKB, which is going to be helpful. But Tundra, they still have the problem of an egg killer, right? Leshrac can't do that.
Yeah.
Night Stalker would have to kill the Phoenix before the egg goes off. Oh, what's really cool about Phoenix versus NS and why they picked it too is because you can turn night into day
Turn the lights
with
on.
the ultimate.
Yeah.
And then Night Stalker is just a daywalker during the duration of that. So he has no attack speed boost. If he does have the Dark Ascension on, he can still fly around, but he's still slow.
But you power up the Kotl when you do that. Oh no.
There's just so many shenanigans with night and day in this game. What else? Luna.
We need a Luna now as well, just to really
sadly banned out. Yeah.
Damn it.
They did get themselves the Lina versus the Lash, right? Overall, it's pretty solid. But the question is, can they flex this on the side of Tundra? Of course they can. They're Tundra. Put Lash somewhere else. Put Kotl mid.
Definitely. I mean, if they do the Leshrac off lane, it's going to be completely fine. Put the Kotl mid. What I'm worried about for Fnatic is, did they really need the Lina over a Mars right now? I feel like that was a much more important hero for them to take and just hold off on the Lina pick. Because they had other options available too. They would have already had like really good combos with the Sven Omni, then the Mars Phoenix. You could literally pick anything at that point. But they really want the Lina who can shove lanes out and keep the Leshrac off their towers.
And Tundra is now eliminating one by one. Mars goes away, Axe goes away. You're losing all these heroes that allow you to have a proper team fight on Fnatic. And there aren't too many left, but I'm sure they'll find something. What will Tundra pick for their carry, though? That's the only question. Has Slark been banned out? He's still in the pool, right?
No, he's still there.
It's not extremely popular, but
It's the Faceless Void in the end. Yeah, said it earlier. It was going to be like Void or the Enigma. It's just what they like to play against this Omni Knight, right? Like Chrono doesn't care about Heavenly Grace. That being said, though, I feel like Tundra's team, like they have such long cooldowns in the NS ulti and the Faceless Void ulti. So Fnatic have all these openings available in the game. Like once one of those gets spent, you can just run at Tundra.
Yeah, and even in the first game, we saw Fnatic trying to abuse the timing of like God Strength and such, just running out at the moment those ultimates got used. Didn't work out for them, but you know this team is really hyper-focused on the small windows you'll give them if they do end up being behind after the laning phase. But I feel like so much of this game is going to come down to the laning phase. Who do you think has the advantage in that regard right now?
Well, that depends. Are they going to put Bane Leshrac off lane and then have Caudle mid, NS support? Or do they have Leshrac NS off lane? Or Caudle NS off lane? So no matter what, I have no idea because their lanes are so uncertain. I mean, they're going to pick their heroes now. Doom last pick. That's a good hero against Void too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Lush mid. All right, I'm going with Fnatic, guys.
Going Fnatic. 3 games in a row. They've been rooting.
This is the hill
Fnatic.
I choose to die on.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. I think they have a very solid draft. This last pick, Doom. I mean, I wish they had Mars instead, but it still works. It's gonna have a decent amount of farm. Faces Void is gonna suffer from the Doom, and then Sven and Omni Knight at some point are just gonna run together and take these towers out. A lot of this game is on 33 to have a good game. Like Tundra need 33 to have a good game. I guess we keep talking about this. NS, like, you know, he's like horrible or amazing, right?
The maker or the breaker, absolutely. All right, Lizard, where are you standing on this one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna flip flop as well. I'm going with Fnatic. I like the Lina versus 9 on mid lane. I think they've got what it takes.
Find it very difficult to vote against Omnispen, but if you guys aren't changing, then I shan't either. I'll go for Tundra for this game 3 with their Void answer to the Sven Omni combo. Will it be strong enough? Well, I guess we'll have to find out. With our commentary duo for this game number 3, it is, of course, Beacop and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much, Nomad. That's us. That's you. You.
It's
there
us.
We go. That is us. As we're coming into this game 3, is your faith lying with Tundra right now? Obviously, they're the massive favorites, but Fnatic, they have what it takes with the Sven, Doom, Lina, Omni Knight, as well as the Phoenix.
I'd be pretty confident if I was a Fnatic fan right now. I think their lineup looks really good. I think the one thing that they might have to worry about is potential lack of catch, especially against the Void. But their cores cover it okay. You know, like they have the Lina that can go for this Yules. They have the Doom that can devour the Centaur creep. They have a Sven with a stun as well. And this double defensive support duo, I think, has the potential to be incredibly strong. So, nice D-ward by Fnatic to start the game as well. Nomad in tatters.
What else is new?
I really like the Phoenix pick against the Night Stalker as well. I think when you get the egg off in the middle of team fights, having that ability to just make him useless for like the whole egg duration, it feels so good. Because where this Night Stalker would normally be really good at hitting the egg with the extra attack boost and everything, yeah, the Phoenix daytime, it's like the highest priority order in the daytime night cycle thing. Makes him a little creep.
Normal day, Night Stalker night, and then day. From the Phoenix is how that stack goes, right?
Yeah.
The battle begins.
All right, a couple of fire spirits, and they pick up 3 on the bounties. Death now getting body blocked 4 heroes here. He's walking into the Illuminate that will hit, and 10 health.
Do they have a salve? I mean, if they don't have a salve, then the Doom's going to have to walk back to base, surely, right? Like, I don't know what he does here.
It's tough. They do have the Nightmare. They could just Nightmare him. We'll see. And
he might be in
those right
trouble.
clicks gets pulled off by the Phoenix, and he's only getting Tango sent to him. He's not getting a salve sent his way.
I mean, this is awful, right? Like, they can't lane. And Bane has a salve as well, so he'll be back in the lane ASAP.
Jabs has a salve now. He had that coming out. But he's hit with that Nightmare, and still surviving for now. The right clicks are just not coming out from Fada. And he pops the salve on himself, so I thought maybe he'd pass that over to Death, but now just working with those new stack of Tangos.
Yeah, so not a great start to the top lane for Fnatic, but it is recoverable. Like, they have more tangos now on the Doom. I say that. They're going to go straight for death here.
Try to get this first blood, and Jab's trying to do all he can to help him out, and there isn't much he can do. He goes into the trees. He's doing some damage to Fada, who will finally pop his own salve, goes through, and now one more right click. There it is. First blood for Fada.
I mean, the good thing for Fnatic is if you look towards the mid lane at least, like Lena's having a really good time, and in bot lane the Sven's having a great time as well. So like this top lane's not going okay, but the other two cores doing very well.
Yeah.
You can't help but feel if the Doom had just gone back to base in the first place, right, and come back to lane, yes, he might have missed out on a little bit of XP, but he would have been able to contest the lane. So
did he want that first devour, and that's really all he wanted?
Yeah, potentially, but nice half pull from Fata as well. I think he kind of wanted 2 creeps there, most likely, but ends up getting 3, which is also fine. Oh, good nightmare. Means the camp's going to stay blocked.
Yep. Sentry does not allow them to unblock it, and now just throwing some more of these fire spirits out on the Fada, doing as much damage as he can. You've got Death under the tier 1 tower, taking some right clicks from the tower. And now a bash in from Skitter. Death's in a lot of trouble. Again, he's only working with 1 tango. Icarus dive right over.
But who did he nightmare there?
Might have been pulled off by Jabs on the dive.
Yeah, but I think he might have accidentally nightmared himself instead of the Doom. I'm not 100% sure, but...
Oh, Skitter! Oh, he's got Time Walk. There's the Nightmare coming out on the Phoenix, and now, yeah, he's got no Icarus dive for 8 seconds, and Fada's got himself a 2nd kill.
I mean, the good thing for this top lane of Fnatic is that at least the Void's not getting a huge amount of CS, right? He's doing okay, but like in the other 2 lanes, like we were saying before, the Radiant cores are having a great time on that front. So there's lots of action going on up here, but yeah. Team can always catch back up with the Devour. We've seen it time and time again.
Especially if he goes into the Midas. Oh, Nightmare and Vada. Oh, he's going to throw a couple right clicks out there, but going to grab himself a bounty rune, which is a-okay.
I do think this Nightmare needs to be nerfed at level 1, though. I think it does far too much, like with dealing damage and allowing you to right-click, right? And it's a disable. For how long it lasts, it seems a bit ridiculous.
Do you think you should only be able to right-click at certain levels? Or does the damage need to be
reduce the damage a little bit, or reduce the duration a little bit, potentially?
Yeah. So right now, Fnatic are leading all 3 on the top towards cores. Nightmare again, and Death now trying to run away, but a first hit bash coming in from Skitter. Death getting run down here. Jab's trying to do all he can. Icarus dive over Fada will stay in front. Brain Sap. Infernal Blade from Death. Do they have the damage? No, not immediately, but eventually they do. Even with that Fairy Fire, it wasn't enough to stay alive for Fada.
Just look at the net worth. So, like, we haven't been able to watch these other 2 lanes as much because the other lanes have been really action-packed, but the Lina and the Sven are absolutely destroying. And I think a big difference this game is that the Radiant side are going to be able to take Ancient stacks with the Sven, and the Dire side can't really do that. Like, they don't have the heroes to. So if Fnatic can use these Ancient stacks to, like, objectively push forward their net worth, right, the Sven is going to be online so much quicker than everybody else in the game.
Gwen in trouble. Nightmare looking for the stun, will land it. They've got the Illuminate to have more than enough damage. 9 gets 2.
I'm assuming the Phoenix got clipped by the Illuminate by the Kotter there. I didn't quite see, but
yeah.
I think they're checking for stacks here as well with the Arcane on the Lesh. He might be able to sneak through here.
And no stacks, but Skitter up top. Yeah, he's dying to death. And Fada snaking, they come over, but it's just not in time. They've got the Solar Bind, they'll have the Illuminate, and that should finish off the Doom in return. That's a kill in the Faceless Void, who is not laning that well. Look at his net worth. It's low.
Especially after the start to the game, right, that we talked about with the Doom. I mean, nice rotation by snaking. If you look at his net worth, I don't know, man. He's having a good time, and he's almost like, I think he's level 5.5 at 6 minutes, 7 minutes into the game, which is also ridiculous. But his cores are suffering a lot. Like, Skeeter in particular is really struggling on the Void.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Really struggling. And Illuminate comes in, Death again, dealing with the Solar Bind, Inferno Blade thrown over to Fada.
He's level 6.
They've got 3 heroes here, and yeah, he is level 6. Skitter's not, so there's no Chronosphere to lock up these heroes, and they're going to run down Fada, or at least try to. Now an Illuminate after this Nightmare, and Death's taking a lot of damage. The right clicks, the Chrono as Skitter just hit 6. A first hit bash on a jabs, and he does not have the Icarus dive, so Skitter will salvage everything from this lane and get 2 kills.
This is really nice by Tundra. I would have actually liked to have seen DJ head up towards this top lane to take part in the fight, because Tundra understand that they're not winning their lanes at the moment, right? So what they need to do is break up the laning stage as quickly as possible and try and make things happen on the map. So they send 3 heroes up to this top lane, and when the Chrono comes online, you can see the impact that it can have. This Keeper of the Light hero does such stupid amounts of damage as well. No wonder we've seen it first phase banned nearly every single game today.
It's output quite a bit, and he's already got the Urn going into the Spirit Vessel for snaking, not going that Jinq route of the 4 null talismans into a Vambrace.
Yeah, if you remember where the Void's net worth was a second ago, look where he is now. He's having a great time all of a sudden.
Invisibility.
He was at 2,100 gold
Radiant are scanning.
a couple minutes back, and now he's gained about 1,200 net worth on that.
They have the Doom available here. They want to try and make a play, but Nine's coming in.
Here. And he's invis.
I think they might have seen him with the Sentry. Oh no, they don't have a Sentry. It's the Dyers, actually.
Twin.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And all of a sudden, the Dyer are just ahead in net worth.
Yeah.
Like,
Radiant's middle tower
dear Lord.
is under attack.
This was Fnatic's game in the beginning, and I'm not saying it's that far gone or it is gone, but that was an advantage that I think they really could have burst out of the gates with.
Snaking's done a really good job this game in particular, I think. Like we mentioned before, making these rotations around. Using that big level advantage that we talked about to his team's benefit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is...
Top tower is under attack.
No, still Doom. Actually, not even doing as well as the Faceless Void anymore.
No, and the thing is, they can't even push towers either at this moment in the game on Fnatic, right? Like, they have this really great lineup at like finding kills and things and finding good skirmishes and whatnot. But when there's a Keeper of the Light on the other team, you just push the wave out, and you know where's their tower pushed in? You can't just sit under a tower and tank it between them. It's really difficult. But Sven, clearing those creeps through before, now sitting top of the net worth chart. He's farming really well. The Fiend Script got cancelled.
It did get cancelled, but they're going to come over with the Dark Ascension. They've got Chronosphere once again. That's going to be on 2 of these heroes. They have 9 to follow it up. Everybody here for Tundra. It's a birthday party over mid for Tundra as everybody's invited. They're also going to get a tier 1.
With the catapult wave coming in as well, Radiant are going to glyph because of the edicts, but I think this is going to fall eventually. Nine's even gone greedy and has BOTs first as well, so yeah, game looking good for Tundra. But I mean, Fnatic, obviously it's not looking great for them, but I think when they get 6 on their supports and they have the Egg and the GA available, I think their team fight becomes so much stronger. So, you know, don't count them out just yet.
No, for sure. I think it's well too early to count them out. They're 1k down at the moment, now moving up to 2k. Death can kind of make his way back with the Devour, which he only has at level 1 right now, so that's going to start to accumulate more and more and more gold as time goes on. But Raven's kind of farming around the map quite well. God Strength and the Blinding Light, but Raven got that Guardian Angel, and he's just going to take that tier 1 tower top.
Yeah, they have to commit the God Strength, which is a little bit sad for Fnatic, but they get the tower, and that's the most important thing here. Look at Snaking's net worth, though, on the Keeper of the Light. Like, that's the big difference here. Like, all the cores are relatively similar, but this Keeper of the Light is 2,000 gold ahead of any other support in the game.
He's got a lot of gold on the Coddle, and he's got the Spirit Vessel coming his way, and now the Ags. He misses the Illuminate.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, good
Infernal
from the Dire
Blade,
side.
9 coming in with the boots travel, so they'll move forward, go for death, need a couple more
That's no
shots,
mana,
and
though.
eventually they should get it with the right click, and 9 runs down death. Unfortunately for Death, his name is Death and not 7, because then he would eat 9
Dire's middle
with that
tower is
Devour.
under
That might possibly be the worst thing you've ever said in a cast ever.
No, not worse. What are
And
you talking about?
I'll tell you what, Beacon, that is a difficult feat to achieve. I think you've done it.
I thought that was great.
That was even worse than the talking muffin joke.
We'll see how chat reacts. You're the judge.
They have the Fiend script up and available again here, so Tundra heading into the jungle. Oh, with the Heavenly Grace on the Lina, though, it's so difficult. She has a haste rune.
Has haste rune and just is able to leave. Doesn't want to play aggressive at all. And Jabs TP's out of bottom, goes to mid, and I believe they're going to try and smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, they have all their ults up, and like we talked about, when the supports have their 6s, well, they're now 7, but they're going to feel really good. Oh, grip top.
Again, just finding death.
If they get 3-3, though, they'll be happy about this.
Could be, and need one more shot to get him. He's so fast. Raven finally, though, with the war cry, I believe, cleaved off the creep.
I was going to say the handy little creep just coming in, being like, "Oh, I'll save you, Night Stalker. Don't worry, I'm here to help."
Oh, don't cleave off me, wait!
Oh god. And this Snaking Keeper of the Light now ahead of the Doom in net worth. Poor Death. He is.
Death is not getting much.
No, he's not. But again, like the Sven and the Lina are having okay times at least, right?
I guess, but you're also expecting more from a Doom, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, he also went 1-4-1, so you know the Devour not coming online, not as much as it could have done, at least, right?
So, still just a 1k lead here for Tundra, and Raven continuing to farm up these camps. We've seen Raven kind of struggle from an advantageous position, though, in game 1. And that was because the rest of the team was kind of not able to accomplish much. They do have to end with a lot more farm in that game, so we'll see if it comes down to how Fnatic are going to fight here, because we haven't exactly seen them have a big team fight clash just yet.
I mean, as the game goes on, like Raven might struggle a little bit when they have like the Chrono to worry about. There's going to be this Will-O-Wisp from the Keeper of the Light when the Axe comes out too. So with all that kind of like a big AoE disable, game for Raven might not be easy as such, but they do have good damage output, and I think they need to get the Doom on the right targets here as well. Like if you can get it onto the, I think the Void's the big one, or the Lesh before he gets his ult off. Because I think if the Lesh gets his ult off before he gets doomed, he honestly doesn't really care. Like he's just going to run around and just accept that somebody on his team had to get doomed, and he's still doing damage, right?
Dark Ascension trying to TP DJ. He's been caught by the Void, and I meant the Void of Night Stalker, but also the Faceless Void is there.
Oh, sure. Nomad's going to be... Imagine when you cast Enfeeble on Bane against the Doom, how long it's going to take him to ult. I'm so excited.
Nightmare on to Death. Wonder what Death Nightmare is about.
Probably
or
that
dreams
top lane
about.
at level 1.
Yeah. Solar Bind is going to slow up Death again. They've got themselves a Spirit Vessel. He's silenced, but behind them is Raven going in with the God Streak. They get the kill on a Fada. They're going to stun up Death. They'll get that kill on a 1. They'll end up trading. Maybe not the most advantageous trade there for Fnatic, but Tundra is certainly happy to kill off Death again, who has died 6 times.
Was that Phoenix going BKB first item? I think I just saw.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I mean, I don't mind it too much against the keeper, against the Night Stalker.
Oh my!
That was a lot of damage.
Off the cleave, just 2 shots, and all of a sudden 9 was half health. Maybe giving 9 the idea that he is so very killable if that Sven gets in his face with God's strength.
They're gonna smoke up.
Top tower is under attack.
It's still nighttime.
They still have this obs on the high ground. The fact that they've been allowed to keep this observer up top for Tundra is giving them a lot of information.
Have we seen an egg yet from the Phoenix?
No.
I don't think we have. And
Radiant's top tower is
have we seen a Doom either?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, Lina.
Lands a stun on the Bane.
Dire's bottom
To try and run, but Chuen is dead.
So they're going to smoke up here and play towards the top side because they've seen these heroes bot show to kill the Lina, so they'll see what they can get here.
And now they've got
That's
the
the egg,
Supernova
but-
in an okay spot, but they just don't have the lockdown to keep Tundra nearby. And Tundra, they escape the AoE. They're going to move over with Skitter. They'll get the stunner to death. They'll kill off this Doom. It already killed Lina over bottom, so this is just going all Tundra's way.
And that's the problem that Jabs is going to have this game on the Phoenix, where normally you pair this Phoenix with these like big AoE teamfight heroes or like catch heroes, right? Like we see Axis historically, such a big one, Centaurs and things like that, Magnus. But they have no way of keeping heroes in place really to be able to get like their damage off from like the egg and whatnot. And we just say in the draft their lack of catch might come back to bite them.
Oh god, they've got the Void from 3-3 ready, and they have the lockdown to get that kill. Did for 45 seconds.
Has Night Stalker won all 3 games this series? I think it has, right?
I think so.
Because 9 played it in game 1. I mean, they've all first picked it this series as well, both these teams, so... It does look pretty terrifying, you have to say.
Just want to give you an update. Chat did enjoy the joke.
That's a lie. They absolutely didn't.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And 9 here bottom. TP's on to the creeps and takes the tier 2 tower bot.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I mean, the chat's saying I'm bullying you, but I'm pretty sure I'm just trying to save their sanity. That's the,
Well, fair points. Tundra up 6,000 gold, and Raven's game gets slowed down, and 9 is just excelling as he is up 2k on these heroes of Fnatic at least.
Lina. Oh no. This Bane has Fiend Script available.
And he'll be ready to use it.
Making the wraparound. Oh,
Ooh.
a little push forward.
Chuen. Illuminate. Not spotting him, but he'll run right into Fada. Now the BKB
Oh, the
is there with the
BKB.
Laguna Blade and the right click. Oh, wow. Okay.
Hold your feet to the fire.
That's a good pickup. Especially, you turn your own death into a kill and a TP out. You have to pop your BKB, but that's absolutely fine. They're looking at Skeeter here, though. Oh, Raven misses the stun. They get the Chrono off, though.
Chrono, and now Death moving forward, but he can't get the Doom off due to the silence of 3-3.
Just not able to quite find the initiation. I mean, if they get the stun off before the Chrono lands, maybe things go different, right? But unfortunate for Fnatic. At least the Chrono gets used, right? So they've used this big AoE teamfight spell. Maybe Fnatic can make the most of that here. That big long cooldown. Ags. Almost here for snaking. About 1,000 gold away. He's just casually level 13.
And ahead of the Doom still in net worth.
I mean, he hasn't been behind the Doom in ages now, I don't think.
And he's keeping it up, even though now the Devour is level 4. Blink Infernal Blade, and Raven right into the stun of 9, who is, I guess, defending Fada.
A little bit unfortunate for Raven there.
He's lucky he didn't get jumped after that.
They still haven't got the tier 1 mid at like 22 minutes into the game, though. Such a big concern for Fnatic. They can't open up the map. Like, Tundra have so much more space to work with. Yeah, I was going to say, their smoke ganks and things are so much easier to connect because this mid-tier 1 doesn't exist.
Now they will suffer. The mid-tier 1 doesn't exist. They've been playing across the river for quite some time here on Tundra. And they just don't catch that kill.
I stand for the light.
Roche potentially up in 2 minutes. You've got DJ as well as Raven on the high ground.
The armor of omniscience.
They'll spot Fada, blink God Strength, 3 shots, 4 shots, gets the kill onto this Bane. And Fnatic, that's again another pickoff that they can kind of work with, but God Strength was used, and Tundra will know that obviously, and once it's down, maybe Tundra fight from there.
Yeah, it feels like Tundra just biding their time a little bit to hit their own big timing, right? With the BKB. Actually, what's coming out for the Void here? Has he got S and Y or something? I didn't see.
Yeah,
okay, he's got
S and Y, and then rebuilding the Echo Saber.
I think the Ags on the Keeper of the Light is going to be the big thing. Obviously, Sven's going to have BKB relatively soon. I think he's like 50 gold off or something, which is a big deal. But like we said earlier, they do have the BKB piercing disable in the Chrono, so I think having the Will-O-Wisp on the Keeper of the Light, they have BKB on the Night Stalker. They're looking at their timing relatively soon, you'd have to imagine, on Tundra.
Fnatic are starting to break into that net worth lead that was 7k, bringing it down to 5k.
Yeah, like, you have to remember that even though this Doom hasn't had a good start, like, with the Devour and things, he can catch up. Yes, he hasn't got the Midas that most Dooms do, but Devour in itself is still really strong.
And he's ahead of the Kato now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He is making that gold back. We've got Chuen with the silver, not the silver edge, the Shadow Blade BKB Boots of Travel combo right now. I'm interested to see if he goes Crystallis. We've seen that a couple times from Lina's after the Shadow Blade BKB. They're ready to blink in and get this kill. He never gets control of the outpost, so take out this Bane. They'll continue to have that 5k lead on Tundra, but Fnatic's starting to string some together, which is not worrying yet for Tundra, as they are moving around the map pretty well.
I mean, I'd be really happy
if they take a fight with God Strength, it might win.
If I was a Fnatic fan, I'd be pretty happy with the last 5 minutes, though, considering how the game was going before that. Felt like Tundra are already starting to take control, but Fnatic have kind of stemmed the bleeding a bit here, so... There's the Ags on the Keeper of the Light, and I imagine there's probably going to be a smoke to follow up here. Bartus heading over. Does he have a smoke? No, he actually doesn't. Okay.
Sven going to be going for that Crystallis. He's only 25 or 35 gold off of it. Lina also going into the Crystallis. And then the Silver
relatively quick Roche spawn as well.
So he'll be completing the Silver Edge right after finishing the Crystallis, of course. And we'll see where he goes from there.
Was that Mask of Madness on the Night Stalker? I saw.
No.
What do you? You asked the Mask of Madness.
Oh, well, looks like they're going to try and fight this. They'll get the kill on a Fada. Raven, so with the Silver Bind, he's got the Heavenly Grace. They'll look for the Infernal Blade that hits on a 9, and now trying to turn it on to death for a second. You need to be careful on Tundra. They do have Chrono, but they know that they don't want to fight into the God Strength just yet. So another pick-off kill there for Fnatic. And spot Roche.
If you're Tundra here, though, do you potentially look to fight while the God Strength's down, right? Like, you have Chrono up, you have everything available, you're just waiting for Farta's respawn timer, and then you're probably looking to just head into the pit and force this big engagement. Yeah, it looks like they will. No God Strength, no party for Fnatic.
We'll see if they can defend this. It looks like they're just backing away from him.
Far's just running in, getting information.
And they're nowhere nearby, so this is now Aegis and Shard to the side of Tundra, and I wouldn't be surprised to see both go for the Faceless Void, so he'd have that reverse time walk. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So they've got the Aegis now on Skitter.
I mean, the less Shard's pretty good as well, but the Void one definitely trumps the lot of them.
3-3 here and spotting Chuen. Skitter coming over, 33 nearby. Time walk forward. They've got the dust. They'll hit the void. Are they going to just give up the Lena's life with the BKB being popped by 3-3? They've got the Will-O-Wisp down, and now they've got the Chrono that lands on a 2, but the Heavenly Grace, is it going to be enough to keep him alive? Blinding Light, Illuminate comes in with the BKB. They've got the Guardian Angel. Now they get the silence onto this Omni Knight, but Fada's already fallen. They've got the Icarus dive. He goes into the silence, so that stops the Supernova from being in the best position, but they finally get the kill on a DJ. They'll end up losing 3-3. Time walk in, time walk out. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around. But Chuen, he's dead. Raven going in with the BKB. He's got himself the God Strength. There's the time walk from Skitter. They have the Doom out onto this Leshrac. They'll get stunned from death and find themselves the kill. 9 goes down, 8 times 3 into the hands of Jabs.
Really great fight from Fnatic. They managed to kind of like force the Night Stalker to come further in than he wants to, right? And the Night Stalker and the Void are chasing, but the rest of the unit aren't really like nearby. And great catch from Raven at the start to be able to kill the Bane before he gets any spells off.
Ooh, double damage for Skitter. They've got the Fiend's Grip, Will-O-Wisp, all controlling Raven, but the right hook's coming in from this Void just yet. Oh, Raven, though, still dead. Skitter gets the kill with the double damage. They'll pop the BKB on Jabs.
Yeah, without the BKB on the Sven, it's so difficult for them to fight.
Even with the BKB, Skitter will get the kill. And that really salvages what was a good fight for Fnatic into the favor of Tundra. And they look towards top, but just don't catch death.
Radiant's top tower is under
Do you keep the Nether Sword? Do you go for the Paladin's Sword? Okay, he's going to keep the Paladin's Sword.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I was going to say, it's a pretty good Nether Sword game, so... Well, that's pretty good as well.
Blast Rig.
Pretty good against the Sven. And all of a sudden, I think that just flicked up to 10k net worth advantage there for Tundra. They take one good fight on Fnatic, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the BKB on the Sven, Tundra punished them hard.
They've got the Silver Edge from the Lina. Silver Edge next for the Sven. Going Chrysalis first, going Shadow Blade, then the finish.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shiva's next for
Radiant are scared.
Death.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And the whole time through that, Skitter, a little dangerous for him, but he did hold on to that Aegis too. He's almost got the Scotty. He's only 300 gold away from that.
Yeah, and these new Void builds where you like... Instead of being like, this really hard, I'm going to kill one person in Chrono with my massive damage hero, he becomes this like ridiculously tanky hero that's impossible to kill with like Skardis and SMYs and like you've seen people with Halberd before potentially as well.
They're going to try and get this kill. And the Chrono Supernova Guardian Angel, and it looks like he's going to get the egg just in time. They have the Will-O-Wisp placed down, but Raven now focusing attention onto the Will-O-Wisp to try and go after Skitter afterwards. They've got the LSA to follow it up, and Fiend comes over from the sidearm from Fada, but they get the Aegis out of the hands of Skitter. They're going to continue to go for this. Blink, Warstorm comes through from Death. They have the control. They have the damage. They've used the Doom. They'll get the kill to Skitter. They'll take in the Faceless Void. He's dead for 84 seconds without buyback. Mine's got that overwhelming blink. That backs away Fnatic, but that's a good fight from them after what just occurred previously.
Yeah, Fnatic, they find a numbers advantage fight, which is the biggest thing, right? Like, the Bane and the Kotl are behind, and they're trying to help, but the Chrono's basically used to kill the egg, and once the Chrono gets used for that, Void can't fight up against the Sven when the whole supporting cast is behind. Great Heavenly Grace from the DJ as well to take off the grip. And Fnatic keeping themselves in the game here.
And keeping themselves net worth not close, but the game is still close. I think the net worth is a little deceiving because of the fact that Kato has so much gold.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's such a big difference maker. What's Snaking building next as well? What's he got coming out in the courier?
Aetherlands.
Aetherlands, right, okay. And you have to remember, as these BKBs get lower and lower going into the late game, I mean, this Keeper of the Light, the Night Stalker, the Lesh are all going to become more potent.
Smoke from Tundra. Ooh, they're going to meet. Looks like they're going to meet. For Fnatic rejecting the invitation. I say that, Nightmare on to Death. Death needs to be very careful. He's got the BKB. If he has an opportunity to get it off, the Bash just come in. They've got the Will-O-Wisp. That locks up DJ on the Omni Knight. Now they're going to jump even further forward. They'll look for Death to try and get the damage out to get the kill here onto the Doom, and they will finally find him. Both heroes without buybacks.
You know, arguably the two most important heroes for Fnatic here as well. So, Tundra, they're probably going to look to push their advantage.
Ooh, God Strength Blink, but Skitter, he's got the
egg went off
shard
as well.
Yeah, they wanted to go for the stun. And now they don't have the Supernova. It almost feels like Tundra are free to
there is a Chrono
take the high ground.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I think they're a little bit worried about the buybacks. I don't think they realise, or, well, we know they don't know, that there's no buybacks on the Radiant side. I think they were trying to poke and force them out, and Tundra might quickly realise that they actually don't have buyback.
Overwhelming blink on a Chuen.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think K-Lead going for the mid set of racks. 3-3 standing his ground. They're under the Dark Ascension, so at least right now he is the Night Stalker, not the Daywalker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Everybody now up for Fnatic, but they don't have God Strength for another 50 seconds.
Surrender to the omniscience.
They're going to smoke up here. Try
They're
and
gonna
make something
smoke
happen, but
yeah, they're gonna try and follow Chuen, and he's got that Silver Edge, so he's scouting for the moment.
if they can make something happen before the next 30-second mark where they're going to have nighttime again.
Ooh, they've got the scan. They have the damage. They'll look over, and there's the Doom on a Skitter. They should have the damage to get the kill here onto the Faceless Void. They'll take out Skitter. He's dead for 90 seconds, but he does have buyback. Will-O-Wisp is placed down. Does grab Lina for a second, who finishes off the Satanic, but now no Will-O-Wisp, no Void, and Roche potentially up in 14 seconds.
If that's minimum respawn time, though, then Tundra, I think, will be happy. They'll play the odds game. 9 getting close to that level 25 as well. So scary with that overwhelming Blink Shivas.
They're going to go for the Lina Chuen showing himself, and I don't know if he's going to expect them all to be up towards top immediately. They've got the Dust, they'll have the BKB, they'll go into the Fiend's Grip. Now that they have the damage to finish him off, they go to the Silence looking for the other side. They pop the BKB on the Phoenix, and Phoenix is going to be forced to pop the Supernova. The new Satanic
though on the Lina.
allowing Lina to survive. They get the kill to Fauna. Now they're going to look over the Guardian Angel. They've got themselves at least the Bane so far. Stun comes out onto this Leshrac, but the force step back. Sun doesn't land. Sunray on him. There's the Silence onto the Lina. They get the kill on a Chuen, and they'll look for more. The stuns, it's with the Shard from 9, and they've got the Illuminate from Staking to take out 2. Sven in a bad spot, but he's got the God Strength. Solar Bind slowing him down. The stun, it's getting bigger and bigger with this Shard, and again, the stuns from 9 will help them kill off Raven, looking like a full team wipe as the Silence is out on the death, and everybody will die on Fnatic, and that is without Skitter.
Look at how much damage the Night Stalker did as well. Like, obviously the Lesh is going to do a huge amount, but just to the right of that, Night Stalker with pure right clicks doing 3,500 damage. And the Sven spent his whole time in BKB trying to chase the Lesh and couldn't quite catch up to him because of how fast the hero is. And so if you're not hitting people during any of your BKB duration on the Sven, you're going to have a really difficult time getting any damage off. And this is going to be 2 sets of racks, potentially the end of the game.
Skitter's
level
here,
25.
and Skitter's got Chrono.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Have
Radiant's
3.
top barracks
They're missing
has
2. Tundra looking ready to go.
Yeah, time to go for the Megas.
Fnatic, they've done a good job in most of these fights, but
fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has
what can they do
fallen. Radiant's bottom
to
barracks
just stop Megas? They've got a double damage on Raven. Maybe Raven could get in there with the BKB, but he doesn't have God Strength for 20 more seconds.
That's right, the DD is God Strength, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. And Tundra going to be quite happy to back off here. Probably look to head around the Roche bit.
Yeah, it just
Let the
came
lanes
back
push
up.
in.
He just cheese and Ags blessing, and that'll be nice on Skitter. They might need to contest, but the stuns from 9 are placed in the pit. It's going to make it very dangerous for them to go in. The scan just hitting on the edge there for Tundra. Tundra going to wrap a little bit. They've got the sun right now. They're going to the Dark Ascension. They'll evacuate the pit. Will-O-Wisp lands on 2, and Night Stalker's on the high ground. They're sending the span on the other side. He'll get the kill on Afada. They've got this as the Chrono, but the Guardian Angel comes out from DJ. DJ trying to keep the heroes alive, but they've got the sun coming out on Alina, and now they've got the Supernova as well as the Sun Ray. They'll keep alive the Lina. They've brought back on Fada. They'll pick up the Aegis on 9. Who got the Ags there?
Grip.
Oh, Fiend's Grip onto the Doom. They'll get the kill. They'll take out this
he's
Doom.
alive.
They'll look for more, and they're going to overwhelming blink right on Lina as well as the Omni Knight. They've got the stun that lands on it too, but Lina's still surviving with the Heavenly Grace. He's got the status resistance, but the right-click damage coming out onto DJ is enough to get the kill onto the Omni Knight. They also finish off Jabs. Raven looking, has the God Strength, gets the break. The stun is out onto the Kato,
Good
but
body
not
blocks.
blocking him, keeping him away from the Kato. The Banshees coming through from Skitter. They've got the Will-O-Wisp down again with the Luna hitting on a 9, but the stun comes out on the Raven. They get the kill on the Span, looking at Chuen, and he is locked in by the Will-O-Wisp, and they've got the stun to follow it up as well as the damage. They'll take themselves 4. The GG will be called, and Tundra will win the series 2-1.
What a great series. You know, I mean, coming into this, I think a lot of people would have expected Tundra to take the win. Not necessarily, you know, by a huge amount. It was close. But I think Fnatic can be proud with how they played at certain points in this series. And I think there's things for them to work on, obviously. I think coming into TI, this is the kind of series that they can look back at and look at what exactly could have gone better. Like, I think Def on this Doom in the offlane had a really difficult time to begin with. You know, we talked about their laning stage not going particularly well. And Snaking on this Keeper of the Light feels like he was the difference maker this game. Great performance overall from Tundra, but I think, you know, a lot of people will agree with me watching this series that it was a good watch and good to see what Fnatic could do. Because I think their series yesterday wasn't necessarily as was a little bit more one-sided towards them. Yeah. So something that was a bit more of a test for Fnatic, like we were saying, it'll be good for them to learn from this one.